And there was also that time at school. And again, I think we always think it's things that are relevant to us, but everyone was. I reckon kids were doing this all over. So we used to have paper rounds, and for me, it was like the yellow advertiser. I used to deliver the yellow advertiser. I think by this time I was year sort of first, second year of school, so it was like 7 or 8, where you started to get paper rounds, and you don't see those anymore, do you? Many paper rounds. They were. Oh, I remember getting up for that for like 2 years. They were a killer, by the way, the paper rounds, especially on the Sunday with all like the magazines. Like if you'd done a Sunday, it was an absolute killer. It used to take you 3 hours, and you used to get about £3. But the yellow advertiser, I think there was two. There was yellow advertiser and something, and you used to get extra if you had leaflets. And you have to put the leaflets before you went out in the person's house in the papers, and you used to get like £2.92, I think it was, that I got anyway. And I'd been doing it a while, and it used to take me ages. And I got chatting to some mates that did it as well at school. And I was like, how comes you guys get finished so early? I said, it takes me bloody ages to do this paper round. And they were like tank traps. So, what do you mean tank traps? God, they're tank traps. I was like, well, what do you do? Just dump them. Just used to dump them. So after a while, and I didn't do it all the time because I found if you did it all the time, you could get caught. But you basically used to go over the old tank traps, which were exactly what they were. Like they were the old tank traps built in the war that were sort of hollow concrete with slits in. And you used to just go in there and dump all your papers in there and go home. So the whole thing, used to take you 10 minutes at tops. It was easy. So I don't know if anyone else ever recalled dumping their papers in the tank traps. And because they were free, no one ever used to really control. You always got the one busy guy that always used to go, oh, I'm going to be yellow advertiser. I'm going to bloody ring them up and get you in trouble. And you feel, oh, sod off, mate. I mean, it's a free paper. No one blinking reads it. But anyway, I don't know if you ever used to just use the tank traps to dump your papers. And then there was playing out on skates. And I used to love this. Especially on our estate where I live, there used to be about 20 of us, all had our skates. Mine, which I still got. You're probably picking up by now, I'm a bit of a hoarder. I keep all these stuff for nostalgic reasons. Yeah, I had a pair of Ruckanors. They were boots and yellow wheels. I couldn't afford the Bowers. I weren't in that league, but people had Bower skates as well. And they started to go into the inline stuff. I used to love playing out on skates, having games of run-outs. I played run-outs with my kids at school last year. I didn't know what it was. Absolutely loved it. And that was another game that we used to play, like 40-handed on the estate, 20 each side, used to play run-outs. Something you don't see anymore. If you saw 20 kids coming towards you now, you'd probably absolutely freak out and panic. But it was like 40 kids all running around the estate, like tagging each other. And we used to do that on skates. And we used to be jumping over things on skates and going under things and rolling over fences and around. Fantastic time. Absolutely fantastic time. And then obviously we got a bit older. And it's the last one that I'm going to talk about on this, was like your first club that you went to. And I know, again, I was late. My mates were all going out when they were 16. At 16, I still looked like 12. So, I had to wait a while. But there was one near me, and it was called Oscars, which is now a McDonald's. And it was over in Gants Hill. If you know where the McDonald's on Gants Hill A12 is, that used to be called Oscars. It was an old pub, the Green Man. And used to go there, and that was my first experience of going out in the days when bouncers were just people who wanted to fight for a living and took great pleasure in it.